أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم
تعلمون. نحمده تعالى نستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره، نعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن نبينا وحبيبنا محمدا عبده ورسوله، أدى الأمانة وبلغ الرسالة. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. عباد الله، أوصي نفسي وإياكم بتقوى الله العظيم تعالى وطاعته، كما قال تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Amma ba'd, respected brothers and other sisters in Islam, the blessed month of Ramadan is knocking the door. Inshallah, Monday will be the first day of the fast for the month of Ramadan in the summer of Arizona. So everybody should be, inshallah, on high gear and have the high momentum to welcome and take advantage of the blessed month of Ramadan. The ayah I just recited is from Surah Al-Baqarah number 2, ayah 183, and a few ayats after, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about this pillar of Islam, the fasts, as-sawm. And if you read this half page, the few ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us in these ayat, this fast, I ordained this fast upon you to achieve 3 goals. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala named these 3 goals in these ayats. The first goal, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. The second goal, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. The second goal, to glorify and praise your Lord. Number 3, to be thankful and to show gratitude to your God. So how the fast would achieve these 3 goals in our life? Number 1, if we think of our daily life or our situation in this life or the life after, not everybody is successful. Not everybody is exceeding. But one of the characteristics of the successful people, and one of the highly recommended things to have in order to be successful, is to have a goal, is to have a mission for your day, for your week, for your year, for your life, and for your job, and for your family, for your personal affairs, for your relationship. Those who have a mission, those who have a goal and focus on that goal and convinced with that goal and functioning, directing their life to achieve that goal, most likely they are more successful. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when ordained for us to fast, the Almighty did not say just fast. No, the Almighty Allah told us fast because you're going to achieve these 3 goals. This fast has a goal, brothers and sisters. So not everybody abstaining him or herself from eating and drinking and what is needed, that is the physical fast. I need the consciousness, I need the awareness about the goal Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala intended for us as believers, as Muslims, to achieve when we do our fast. Brothers and sisters, if you think it is inappropriate and it is dumb and ugly that a person driving his or her personal car for hours around us or in the streets of any city, and when you ask this person where you are going, I will say, I don't know. I have no goal. I have no destination in my mind. That will be very dumb, and that will be very ugly. That will be a waste of time, a waste of gas, a waste of energy. And if this is inappropriate for a person to do this for a few hours or even a few minutes, then for a human to live his or her life with no mission and goal in life to achieve, that will be done. This school of this Ramadan of ours is a school. Is there any students who will enroll in any school without knowing why, what is my goal, why am I enrolling myself in this school? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to study? If these questions are not asked, if the answers for these questions are not clear in the mind, then indeed we are setting ourselves straight, direct to fail in our life and in our family and in our personal relationship. The first thing, the first lesson we Muslims should learn from fasting, and by fasting the month of Ramadan, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to achieve a goal. And my khutbah today will be talking about this goal the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to achieve in our life by admitting ourselves and attending this training, this school of Ramadan. So the first thing is to have a goal, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fast in order that you may obtain at-taqwa. And what is at-taqwa? At-taqwa is the consciousness and the awareness of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The awareness of the religion and the teaching of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the code the Almighty ordained for us humans and Muslims for the values, for what is right and what is wrong. And to be able to discipline ourselves to stick and to adopt these values and these codes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordained for us. According to our religion, those who adopt these values with consciousness and these codes of what is right and what is wrong, they adopt the landmark for the straight path, which we Muslims keep demanding and keep praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, the first surah chapter in the Quran is Surah Al-Fatiha, which are only 7 verses, 7 ayats, like 3-4 lines. And then there is one ayah that we invoke and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim, guide us to the straight path. The rest of the ayat after that is to describe that straight path and to describe the company of the other believers and their values, their characters, who are accompanying us in this straight path, and describing the wrong path and the values and the characters of those who chose to follow the wrong path. So brothers and sisters, in order to achieve this goal, you have to be driving and heading toward the right direction. And somebody said, patience and persistence are good when you are laying your climbing ladder on the right wall. But if you lay your ladder on the wrong wall, then patience and persistence and insistence is not right. If you are driving on the wrong direction, the right thing to do is to make your turn. Insisting on that direction will not make things and life but worse. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us there is a goal to achieve. There is a taqwa to achieve and to reach. That is the awareness and the consciousness. And that is described as by adopting the code of the Almighty Allah. What is right, what is wrong for our life. Personal life, family life, community life, society life, even humanity life. Humanity these days, many people are lost. They don't have the discipline, they don't have sometimes the courage to say what is right, what is wrong. We think everyone can do what he or she likes, when they likes, the way they likes. And regarding to food, and regarding to dress, and regarding to behavior, and we come to intend to call this a freedom. And whether it is a freedom, whether it is a diet or food, whether it is an exercise, whether it is a job, anything without limits, without discipline, without borders, that will be a loss. And lacking the balance will turn things from the positive to go to the negative. Imagine somebody is talking about myself, not anybody to be offended. I'm a free man. I eat what I want, when I want, the way I want. Which means I'm just following my own desire, the lust of my stomach and heart. If this is the case, this is the straight path to obesity. And the obesity is the key that linked to the 5 killing or 6 killing diseases, which all of them are linked to lacking the discipline to eat what I should, when I should, the way I should. That is the key to success, and this is the key to failure. High cholesterol, strokes, heart attacks, diabetic, high blood pressure, all these are linked that we are putting and adding these extra pounds on ourselves. So having the discipline, having the values, having the border, having the ability, the momentum, and the strength to discipline ourselves, this is the success. In the physical life, business life, mental life, spiritual life, moral life, this life, and the life after. And subhanallah, this is the key to be successful and fruitful in this life, and to be successful and winner in the life after when we meet our Lord. And losing this key, that is unfortunately the step toward the failure in our personal, family, business life, and the life after. So we need to understand that our freedom should be free of abuse and should stick with the balance in order to be fruitful and to be on the right direction. And this discipline, we learn it from a song. A song, the fast, is the mandatory poverty. I have millions, not myself, somebody has millions in the bank. Why this person would abstain him or herself from eating during the day hours? I'm very hungry. What is the wisdom beyond that? There does not sound or look like to be any wisdom. Brothers and sisters, this month of mandatory poverty, when the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala recode us and put us in this renovation, self-renovation and rehabilitation, and to fix ourselves by equalizing all mankind in the feeling. See the Hajj, regardless of your social status, regardless of your wealth, regardless of your intellectuality, regardless of your family or color or ethnicity, you need to go to the same place, dress the same color and the same way. That does not reflect any differences all mankind have to be equal. The weak and the strong, the healthy and the sick, the old and the young, the he and the she, the poor and the rich, the ruler and the ruled. The month of Ramadan is the same. When all mankind, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala omit, at least for us Muslims, even though I believe fast is ordained in other faiths as well, the Almighty ordained to omit 30 days a year from the history and the privilege of the stomach, to switch the focus to the history and the values of the heart and the thoughts and the soul and the momentum. And whenever focus goes, energy flows. Imagine if all the wealthy of the people have this mandatory poverty for 30 days. They said mercy will be born out of pain. And when you feel the pain of the hunger, the rich, hungry, will show the mercy to the poor, hungry. Why? Because the Almighty equalized them both in the feeling of the hunger. This is why the month of Ramadan is the month of mercy and the month of generosity. Where we Muslims really donate in the month of Ramadan, probably what we, a total, a sum of what we donate in the other 11 months of the year. Why? Because I feel that momentum. I feel that mercy. I have the focus now to appreciate the bounties and the graces of Allah upon me. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. The third goal, we became more grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We rush to drink water. I don't care if I have juice or not. We rush to eat dates and to eat whatever. I am hungry. But out of Ramadan, you will see the waste of the food. You will see the waste of the money. You will see the waste of the time. You will see little thoughts of those who are suffering, of those who are hungry, of those who are in pain. But when the Almighty Allah put us in this hand-on training, we now feel with our brothers and sisters in faith and in humanity, those who suffer, those who have less, and we try to have one practical step toward relieving them. Ask the Almighty Allah to benefit us. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم. Please do me a favor in the remaining 5 minutes. Come forward. It's hot outside. Allow your brothers to have enough room. Brothers, come forward all the way to this area, please, in front of the area. Brothers at the door, come forward, straight all the way to this area. Move, brothers, move, please, move. Jazakumullah khair, jazakumullah khair. Move. الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. رضينا بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا. محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم نبيا ورسولا. Dear respected brothers and our sisters, inshallah Ramadan, this gift from the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this exam and test for all of us, our patience, our values, our discipline, our self-momentum, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when ordained the psalm, said, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Indeed, brothers and sisters, عَسَىٰ أَن تَكْرَهُوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ وَعَسَىٰ أَن تُحِبُّوا شَيْئًا وَهُوَ شَرٌّ لَكُمْ. Fasting the month of Ramadan in the summer of Arizona, I'm not saying it is an easy process. So please, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when ordained this, I said Allah intend ease on you, did not intend hardship. So those who are traveling, those who have health condition, those who are minors, those sisters who are pregnant or breastfeeding, they need to watch. They need to watch. Even those who are healthy, in case of any dizziness or exhaustion or hydration, you need to break your fast. Insisting on the fast and causing harm for yourself does not please the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes some people, because of the nature of their work, especially if you have kids, you need to keep an eye on your kids. They are not obliged by the Almighty Allah to fast. They like to copy their parents, they like to exercise, we like to train them, that is okay, but you need to keep an eye. In case of they got exhausted, tired, you should not expose your children into any danger, nor yourself. I know some people who have heart condition and have whatever health issues, and the doctor said don't fast, but no, I'm gonna fast. Look, that is not obedience to Allah. That could be a sin if you cause yourself a harm. And the discipline is to obey the Almighty Allah and to stick with the values, what you should, not what you like. Part of that, even if you have to break your fast. As Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, in their way from Al-Madinah to Mecca for Fath Mecca, it became hard on people to travel while fasting. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, when he knew it's hard on some people, he stood up on his camel, sitting on his camel, and in front of everybody he broke his fast. And Muslims broke their fast. But some individuals insist, regardless of the hardship, to maintain their fast. And the Prophet ﷺ was not happy and described them as disobedience. In أولئك العصاة, أولئك العصاة, repeating that 3 times and emphasizing this. So it is hard, so you need to be careful and take the preventive steps by waking up for sahur, having certain food, avoid other certain food, in order to be able to fast. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept it from all of us. أعلم عباد الله أن الله أمركم بأمر بدأ فيه بنفسه وثنى بملائكته قدسه فقال عز وجل قائل إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. So the day after tomorrow, inshallah, Sunday evening will be the first Tarawih, and Monday, inshallah, will be the first day of fast. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الحاضرين والغائبين الأحياء والميتين. يا ربنا ردنا إلى دينك ردا جميلا واختم بالصالحات أعمالنا. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا واجعلنا سببا لمن اهتدى يا رب العالمين. نسألك اللهم أن تعيننا على صيام رمضان وقيامه، وأن تتقبل منا صيامه وقيامه، وأن تجعله يا ربنا شهر فرج لكل مكروب، وشهر نصرة لكل مظلوم، وشهر رفعة لكل راية الإسلامية. اللهم من أراد بالإسلام وأهله وبلاده خيرا خذ بيده إلى كل خير، ومن أراد بالإسلام وأهله وبلاده شرا اللهم اكفنا شره. اللهم يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك. عباد الله اذكروا الله يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم.